Angwanani Mwalelepo Vukenjani Kleklasmanave Africa. Welcome to Africa Good Morning, the news and current affairs show bringing you everything you need to know happening on the African continent and beyond. You are joined by Ashwin Mberi on the 1st of November, and there is some breaking news from Botswana as the BDP loses parliamentary majority in the elections. Counting still continues, but they have lost over 50%. The opposition has the most parliamentary seats, and we will be talking to our correspondent Rorisang Mogojwe as she updates us directly from Botswana. In some of our other stories, Kenya's High Court lifts order barring swearing in of a new deputy president, and France jails ex-doctor for 27 years in Rwandan genocide trial. Guinea junta dissolves dozens of political parties and remains silent on elections. Follow all our programs on oneup2.com or DSTV 285 and GoTV 25 in Namibia, as well as Network Media Hub on YouTube. Mike Sichula from Zambia will bring us his stories, and as promised, Rorisang Mogojwe will swing by from Botswana. This is Africa Good Morning. Top stories shortly.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Kenya's High Court yesterday lifted orders barring the swearing-in of newly appointed Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, whose predecessor has launched legal challenges over his removal from office by impeachment. The office of the Deputy President should not remain vacant, Judge Anthony Mrima said, after the filing of over 30 court cases by Rigathi Gachagua against his ouster. The decision could be appealed to the Supreme Court. Earlier this month, the Senate voted to uphold 5 out of 11 charges against Gachagua, including gross violation of the Constitution and stirring ethnic hatred, accusations that he has denied and dismissed as politically motivated. President William Ruto subsequently chose Interior Minister Kithure Kindiki as his new deputy, but a court blocked his appointment. Gachagua's legal challenges extend months of political turmoil in Kenya, East Africa's largest economy, that began with nationwide protests against unpopular tax hikes in June. His impeachment followed a rift with Ruto that has soured their relationship since they ran together in an election just 2 years ago. A court in France has sentenced a Rwandan former doctor to 27 years in jail for crimes relating to the 1994 genocide in his country. Eugene Rwamusio was found guilty of complicity in genocide, complicity in crimes against humanity, and conspiring to prepare for those crimes by spreading propaganda and attempting to cover up. The 65-year-old, who was acquitted of charges of genocide and crimes against humanity, denied any wrongdoing. Local media reported that his lawyers said they intended to appeal. His trial was the 8th in France relating to the genocide in 1994, when an estimated 800,000 people were killed. Ethnic Tutsis and politically moderate Hutus were targeted in the 100-day massacre by Hutu extremists. Prosecuting lawyer Nicolas Perron said there was no evidence to show Rwamusio personally carried out summary executions or acts of torture. And in the last of our top stories, Guinea authorities dissolved dozens of political parties and placed 2 major opposition ones under observation this week, while the transitional government has yet to announce a date for elections. The West African country has been led by a military regime since soldiers ousted President Alpha Conde in 2021. The West African regional bloc, known as ECOWAS, has pushed for a return to civilian rule, and elections are scheduled for next year. The mass dissolution of 53 political parties and required observation of 54 others for 3 months is unprecedented in the country, which held its first democratic election in 2010 after decades of authoritarian rule. Now, the Ministry of Territorial Administration and Decentralization announced the moves based on an evaluation of all political parties, which began in June. The evaluation was meant to, quote-unquote, clean up the political chessboard, according to the ministry. Those have been our top stories on Africa Good Morning. After the break, we dive into the news stories sent through by Mike Sichula in Zambia, and then Rorisang Mogojwe brings us the breaking news from Botswana.
Irongomed is a leading distributor, working in partnership with NewMed and WestMed to meet the comprehensive needs of the Namibian healthcare sector. As a partner pursuing sustainable global healthcare, we offer industry-leading medical solutions through our key focus areas, which include pharmaceuticals, orthopedics, ophthalmology, surgical devices and capital equipment, as well as a well-established scientific laboratory division. In healthcare, Irongomed is committed to making a difference. What about you?
All right, unfortunately, we couldn't cross over to Mike Sichula in Zambia. He has, however, sent through his stories. Let's dive straight into them. President Hakainde Hichilema has handed over the chairmanship as Commissaire Bureau to his Burundian counterpart, President Evariste Ndayishimiye. Now, the summit was held under the theme Accelerating Regional Integration through the Development of Regional Value Chains in Climate Resilience, Agriculture, Mining and Tourism. Mr. Hichilema emphasized on the need to accelerate economic integration for the COMESA region to improve the current intra-COMESA trade, which currently remains low at about 12%. He also stressed on the need for the COMESA region to be more resilient by investing in agricultural research that will enhance productivity of farmers in the region. Moving on, a Zambian female has been crowned as the Mining Woman of the Year. One of the first two female graduates in geophysics from the University of Zambia, Sibongile Kanyungu, now working as a senior hydrogeologist at Konkota Copper Mines in Chililabombwe, has been crowned Mining Woman of the Year. During the same event, the Zambia Chamber of Mines awarded Konkola Copper Mines as the best performance in occupational health and safety. This is in 2023. We're still in Zambia, where online taxi drivers are calling on authorities to ensure all taxi drivers are vetted to curb criminal activities. The Online Taxi Drivers Association of Zambia is working on introducing a global positioning system. This is aimed at ensuring safety for both online passengers as well as drivers. This is in response to the deaths involving online taxi drivers and passengers, with the recent one involving a 24-year-old Sivya Nangela, a student at Zips Nursing School. Association President Lucas Chanda said the Ministries of Technology and Science, Transport and Logistics, and Home Affairs and Internal Security have been engaged to ensure the GPS is implemented with all online taxi platforms. And in Zambian sport, the Copper Queens have qualified for the third COSAFA finals in a row. The Zambia women's national team will square off against host South Africa in the final of the 2024 COSAFA Women's Championship. The Copper Queens booked their place in the final with a resounding 2-0 win over defending champions Malawi, courtesy of goals from Ushumba Osekelobanji and Frida Mukoma, who both took their goal tally to 4 goals. In the second semi-final, South Africa overcame Mozambique 4-1 on penalties after the match finished 1-1 in regulation time to secure a place in Saturday's final. The final will be a repeat of the 2022 finale, when Copper Queens emerged 1-0 victors in a rather tense match. Those have been the news stories from Zambia. It's time for us to now swing over to Gaborone, Botswana, as Rorisang Mogojwe brings us the blockbuster election news stemming from that country.
Welcome to Namibia, where adventure meets tranquility. With Enjoy, you have access to a wide range of accommodations to suit every traveler's taste and budget. Experience the finest dining and hospitality Namibia has to offer. Booking your dream accommodation is just a few clicks away with Enjoy. Join thousands of happy travelers who have trusted Enjoy for their Namibian getaway. Your gateway to unforgettable Namibian adventures. Visit us today at enjoy.my.na.
Rorisang has had a very long night just observing the elections in Botswana. We do understand that the ruling majority BDP has lost power, and we'll be talking to her about that just now. However, in one of her other stories from Botswana, first ladies from across Africa have intensified their efforts to promote financial and educational empowerment for women and girls. This year, the Merck Foundation's annual Africa-Asia Luminary Conference gathered first ladies from over 15 African countries to discuss strategies for advancing women's health, education, and social empowerment. The 11th edition of the Merck Foundation Africa-Asia Luminary, held in Tanzania, highlighted key issues, including the importance of empowering women and girls in underserved regions. That was one of Rorisang's other stories. Let's have a look at what she has to say with regards to elections as we swing back. There is breaking news in Botswana, and our correspondent, our Africa Good Morning correspondent, Rorisang Mogojwe, is right in the thick of it. I understand that the BDP, for the first time, has lost parliamentary majority, Rorisang.
Yes, that is correct. For the first time in nearly 6 decades, that 58 years, the ruling Botswana Democratic Party has lost its grip on power. Mokgweetsi Masisi becomes the first leader to have lost elections. What happened essentially is that the opposition parties have garnered, or they have secured, more than half of the parliamentary seats that are needed in order to make up a full government. They have secured more than 20 seats in order to go to parliament, and also at council level, they have it's a whitewash. The umbrella change has taken it all, and therefore it's quite hectic in Botswana. Mix of reactions. Other people are in shock and disbelief, but are quite excited because they believe that it was finally time for change. A lot of people were very discontent about his leadership, especially amid the economic crisis. Now they're saying changes here, and we are ready for something and somebody new.
All right. Thank you very much, Rorisang, for bringing us the latest from Botswana. We expect to be keeping you. Fortunately, we managed to catch Rorisang earlier in the morning, just after the news broke. Let's have a look at the weather predictions before economic news.
Irongomed is a leading distributor, working in partnership with NewMed and WestMed to meet the comprehensive needs of the Namibian healthcare sector. As a partner pursuing sustainable global healthcare, we offer industry-leading medical solutions through our key focus areas, which include pharmaceuticals, orthopedics, ophthalmology, surgical devices and capital equipment, as well as a well-established scientific laboratory division. In healthcare, Irongomed is committed to making a difference. What about you?
E-Ticket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
That's the first sentence here. All right, let's get into economic news on Africa. Good morning. East Africa leads economic recovery in Africa. That is certainly, very significant. And we're also looking at a grant, which is part of Google Org's broader $5.8 million commitment to support digital skills programs across sub-Saharan Africa. According to the Federal Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, $2.8 billion grant will help support data science Nigeria's work with the Federal Ministry's AI talent development programs to bolster the ongoing AI-driven initiatives to upskill youth and underemployed Nigerians. Dr. Bosun Tijani, Honorable Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, emphasized the importance of this support in driving Nigeria's digital transformation. This support from Google is a testament to our commitment to positioning Nigeria as a leader in AI innovation. So plenty of money coming from Google to Nigeria with regards to AI innovation. We wonder if this is going to spread across Africa, and what does this mean for the future of African jobs? We'll certainly be keeping an eye on that and other updates. Let's have a look at the economic indicators before the sport.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with tennis news first. It's the Paris Masters taking place at the moment in Paris, and there's some high-seeded players that's out in the round of 32. It is firstly number 5 seed, that is Taylor Fritz of America. He's out. He lost to Jack Draper of England. The score 7-6, 4-6 and 6-4. Jack Draper in good form. He won the Vienna tournament a week ago. Then also Daniel Medvedev, the number 4 seed. He lost to Alex Popyrin from Australia. That was in 3 sets. And it is number 3 and number 4 and 5 seed then out of the tournament. Better for Alex de Minaur, he's number 9 seed. He beat Moman Konvic by 6-4 and 7-6. And then number 3 seed Alexander Zverev of Germany, also in good form. He beat Dylan Griekspoor in 2 sets, 7-6 and 6-3 to advance to the round of 16. On to soccer news. It is a Carabao Cup that continued. That is in the English Premier League, or these teams that play in the English Premier League and lower leagues. And results from that is Liverpool that beat Brighton. That was 3-2. That was away at Brighton. And it was Cody Gakpo that scored 2 goals for Liverpool in the 46th and 63rd minute. Tottenham Hotspur beat Manchester City, and they beat them by 2-1, and so Manchester City out of the Carabao Cup. Other results are home wins for Manchester United, beating Leicester City by 5-2. Then Newcastle too strong for Chelsea, 2-0 they won, and then a good away win for Arsenal. Arsenal had to play at Preston, and they beat them by 3-0. Closing off today's international sports news with rugby news. The international season starts this coming weekend. It will be England that will host New Zealand at Twickenham. That game is 5 p.m. Namibian time, kickoff time. And news from the French Federation is that they've banned alcohol for their players, and that is always when during national team gatherings, they're not allowed to use any alcohol for them to focus on their games. And France will play against Japan on the 9th of November. Then France will also play on the 16th of November, a big game against New Zealand, and then also the 22nd of November against Argentina. South Africa also play in the test series in Europe, and they will play their first game on the 10th of November. That will be against Scotland. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day, and we talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Thank you for staying with Africa Good Morning throughout the week. And of course, in today's broadcast, it has been such an eventful morning, particularly stemming from Botswana. The BDP has never not had parliamentary majority since Botswana's independence. And for the first time today, 1st of November, the opposition parties in Botswana have taken the majority of parliament, making President Mokgweetsi Masisi the first BDP president to lose his parliamentary majority. And as you should know, in Botswana, the parliament decides the president. These were our other highlights on Africa Good Morning. Kenya's High Court lifts order barring swearing in of new deputy president. France jails ex-doctor for 27 years in Rwandan genocide trial. DSTV 285, GoTV 25 and OneUp2.com is precisely where you can find us, as well as Network Media Hub on YouTube. My name is Ashwin Berry. This has been Africa Good Morning. Swera Zwaganaka.